Well, I got some pecan trees I want to plant over on this side of our property here, but we've got growing amongst these eastern red cedars, which I absolutely love a cedar tree, but growing in between them, I've got some water oaks. Got one there, two over here, and then there's a scraggly little cherry tree over here. So before we plant these pecan trees, I want to go ahead and get rid of these so we don't have to worry about them. If you know anything about a water oak, they are notorious for, when they get bigger, getting rotten on the inside, and then they'll just come down without any warning. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of them today. This here's the first one. It shouldn't be too terribly bad. I think it's leaning okay. It's right on the fence, but it's not a massive tree. I mean, we're talking probably 14, maybe 16 inches in diameter. The tricky part is it's just right next to this cedar tree and the fence. But like I say, looking up, all of the limbs are on this side the way that we want it to fall, so should be pretty straightforward. This here is the cherry tree, and we're going to go ahead and take it out. That one's going to be no problem at all. It's a little straggler. And then we've got these two here. That one's no problem. This one is a decent sized tree. It's probably, I don't know, 22 inches in diameter, maybe 20 inches. But again, it's leaning all that direction. So we'll be able to move these chicken pens and drop it right through here. All right, first thing I need to do is get this hay baler out of the way. Perfect. Y'all need to come down. I don't want that to roll over on you. Whew. That worked out perfect. I cut it down there as close as I could. I ended up nicking the tree a little bit, the cedar, but that was exactly where we wanted it to fall. That's funny because this is wide open now. Hopefully that cedar will fill out. We're gonna cut this up and try to use most of it for firewood. Look at these holes. I don't know if these are bugs or woodpecker or what they are, but they're like all in a straight line. It's kind of wild actually. They're like in rows, all up and down the trunk. Huh. Well, that one's all cut up, and I got a bonus. Found me some mistletoe. Let's get the other ones down. There we go. I think we're going to do this one next. You can tell from where this used to be woods over here in these people's driveway, this thing is jacked up. So I think that might be a live oak, but it's kind of dying out up here and starting to come back from the trunk, so it's not going to be a nice tree anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of it, and it's taking up a lot of space over here where the pecan can grow. this one down right here. So let's lay out of the way, okay? Because this could still roll. Yeah, it was live oak, but it looks like it was starting to get some rot going on in the inside there. I'm glad we took that down. That's some solid wood. I don't think I'm going to use this for firewood just because it's so hard. I'm just going to cut it in lengths, and then we'll come in here with the tractor and pick all this up. I'll clean all this up, and then I should be able to get the rest of this here. My main goal today is to get them on the ground, and then we can clean them up whenever. But we're just moving the chickens, and we're going for this big boy right here. This is the worst of all of them as far as size and unpredictability. It's handy having all the limbs off of one side like that because you know which way it's going to go. But as you saw with this one, with all the weight off one side, you start cutting it, it has a tendency to want to pop, and it's very unpredictable being down there trying to cut it. Not super safe. I think just like with the oak that I just cut, I don't think I'm going to do a wedge. It's going where it's going. I think I'm just going to cut into it a little bit so it don't barber chair on me. Hey, you want to grab the fuel? We'll go ahead and fill up. Please. Oh, that's not cool. Nah. Could have done a wedge. Woo! This is why I say they're unpredictable. That's all that was left when it fell. All of this had already been cut through and it was still standing there. It would have been better if I'd have cut a wedge, I think, but it's okay. It's on the ground. Chainsaw is hard work. So we got it topped out and this trunk cut down enough to where it's down here at like chest high or lower. And I got it cut through in here, but it was, when I was on that side and starting to cut, it acted like it was gonna roll toward me. So come on this side, started cutting, looked like it was gonna roll this way. So I got it cut like 2/3 of the way through, and I'm gonna take my tractor and knock it loose for safety's sake, because that trunk is solid. If that landed on us, that wouldn't be good. So we have plenty to clean up now. But they're all down on the ground. That's the main thing. Well, it's taken us a few days, but we've been picking away at this, and I even got a chance to split up some of this wood. While it's wet, it's easy to split, and we about got it. So these are the pecan trees. So this one here is a Kanza variety. It's called, or spelled K-A-N-Z-A. And then this one is a Kiowa, K-I-O-W-A. Both of these are type 2 pecan trees. So we're gonna need a type 1 pollinator for them. But all they're selling at the store right now are type 2s. Now they also had a Lakota and they had a summer variety. Near as I can tell, summer was, had some mixed reviews on disease resistance and stuff. These are both really good resistant for disease. And the Lakota, the one that didn't get, you have to manage the tree growth its entire life from what they're saying. Or it's going to produce too many, and then the nuts are really tiny and a ton of them, and then it alternates years because it takes too much out of the tree, and I'm not interested in that. I want something that's low maintenance, and that's what these varieties seem to be. And then I'll probably get something like a Pawnee. A Pawnee is a type 1 as a pollinator for them. So we'll take these two. I'm going to plant one of these up here, probably the shorter one. And then this other one here, I'm going to plant on the far end down there, and then we'll plant the pollinator when I get it in the middle. That way it's kind of close to both of them. From what I've read, you can have a pollinator as far away as like 500 feet. So it's wind pollination. But this will be way closer than that, and they'll be kind of over here in this area, and it'll be nice. I'm excited to have pecan trees again. I used to have some at our old place, and I left them there when we left, when we sold the place. Kind of wish I wouldn't have, but it is what it is. But I didn't really want to plant them on the fence line, because then you're losing half of your pecans onto the neighbor's side. So, not that I don't love my neighbors, but there's a driveway, and they're just going to get run over. So I'm going to put them over here more, and that way we make the most out of them. Get to use my PhD. So I'm actually going to plant the taller one here, which is the Kanza, because after looking at it, it gets 30 to 40 feet wide, and the other one gets 60 feet wide. So it's a bigger tree. I'm going to put the bigger one out there further. It's got a lot more space to be able to branch out, whereas here, you know, this is 33 feet away from those cedar trees, which is fine, because if this one only gets 30 to 40 feet, it's only 20 feet from the base. That other one would be too big. Beautiful. Sweet. Pretty root bound. Ooh. I'm not going to tear it up too much. I just need to make sure that I don't have this. You don't want to plant trees lower than the ground because you can suffocate them roots. We don't want to do that. Make sure we got all the air pockets out of here. All right, make us a little dam here. Keep the water in. Next thing we need, some cow manure. You gotta have some cow manure. It's like the best slow release fertilizer you can get. Perfect. Now this will help keep the ground from drying out when we water it. Sweet. On to the next one. Boy, I should like this spot. This is where the chickens just came from. There's a lot of manure on the ground here. Sweet. What's amazing, it's been unseasonably warm this week, warmer than normal. And with just getting that 3/4 of an inch of rain and the warm temperatures, I don't know if you can see all these cherry trees behind me here, bright green and blooming. You can smell the flowers, which smell amazing. Allergies are starting to come on with some of the kids, and everything's looking like it's ready for spring. But it is supposed to cool back down next week, which I'm looking forward to. We sweat enough in the summer. Cool weather can last as long as it wants to here, in my opinion. So I'm going to enjoy it while we have it. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time.